Hello, my name is Pam and I work in the Adult Services Department here at the library. Today I'm going to talk about one of our genealogy databases, Ancestry Library Edition. Now, typically the online at-home version of Ancestry is just not available to libraries from the vendor. But for the month of May, you will have access to Ancestry from home. All you need to do is go to our homepage, lyelllibrary.org. Go to our toolbar, click on Databases. Our databases are listed in alphabetical order, so Ancestry will be first. Click on that, enter your library card number and PIN number, and you'll reach the Ancestry database. Now, Ancestry is an online collection of millions of records from archives, special collections, and libraries from all over the world. There are over 10,000 data sets, and more content is added each week. So this is not a closed or static collection. It is constantly growing and evolving. Now, if you've watched the Heritage Quest tutorial, you will see some similarities in their search features and tools, and that is because both databases are powered by ProQuest. So if you're comfortable using one database, you'll be good with the other one. So let's take a look. We'll start with the home page. And as you can see at the bottom of the page are some quick links to some of the data sets. And then over here to the right is a video on how to send your discoveries home. And I'll show you that a little bit later. And then the begin searching button here will take you to the same place as the search all categories. But when you're doing that, you are searching over 10,000 data sets simultaneously. So typically you'll want to narrow that down quite a bit. The four most popular data sets are the census, and we already looked at that with the Heritage Quest tutorial, so we'll skip that one for today. Birth, marriage, and death, which are vital records, military records, immigration and travel we'll look at today also. And then the card catalog here takes you to the same place as new collections. And as I mentioned before, there are over 10,000 data sets in Ancestry, and they're being updated constantly. This one was just updated on May 4th. This one was new and it was just added also on May 4th. All right, so let's start with looking at the vital records. Now, typically vital records are important because they are created close to the date of the event, making them more likely to be accurate. So I'm going to type in Luther Hatch. Luther is one of the first settlers in Lisle. All right. So we do see some birth records for him, but I wanted to show you this find a grave. All right. Now there's a lot of information on Luther here, who his father was, who his mother, wife, children. Now, if you wanted to send this information home, all you'd have to do is click Send Documents, enter your email twice, and then click Send Email. And you'll receive an email from Ancestry with the subject heading of Discovery Pages. Your Discovery page holds 300 records. And then if you just wanted to print this, you would click there and you'd be able to print up that page. So if you're creating your family tree, this is a great way to do it. You could just, these are links here. So I could just click on Augustus and then find all that information on him here. Go back. And then of course, if you wanted to find out who his ancestors were, we could click on his father, Azel, and then Reuben is Azel's father, and then Joseph. And you can see how easy this is to create that family tree. And then also I wanted to show you on the side here our suggested records. Now see, these are records you could also link to that you could find information about Ichabod. So let's go a little further. Ichabod's father was Joseph, and then Jonathan. And we talked about Jonathan in the Heritage Quest tutorial. But I wanted to show you here, you can link out to the Find a Grave website. And it's always great to have names and dates when you're doing the ancestry. But when you have a story about that ancestor, it makes it so much more interesting. So you could read here the story about Jonathan. And he was one of the founders of the town of Falmouth. All right. Go back to our results. And then now that you have all that information that we saw about Luther, at this point you could edit your search and you could add, now you know who his son was and who his father, who his spouse was, when he was born. You could add all that information in, and that helps you narrow your search down quite a bit. All right, so now let's look at some military records. And if you live in Lisle, this is another name that might sound familiar. Martin Reedy, and I know he was born in 1988. I'm sorry, 1888. All right, let's start by looking at his World War I draft card. And as you can see, there's not a lot of information here. I always tell people to look at that original document. Typically, it gives you so much more information. So let's take a look at that. Now, if you've watched the Heritage Quest tutorial, you'll know this already, but I just want to review it real quick. At this point, you could save this document, send the image home, or save it to the computer. You could enlarge the page here. Over here is where you could find the same details you saw on the first page. These are related information that you can link to. And then this is the source. If you're doing true genealogy, you always want to cite your sources. And this is a little toolbar here where you can print, download this information, rotate it, flip it. And then, of course, over here is where you could zoom the page in or out. And as you can see, there's a lot more information here. Now we know that he was the postmaster, and we also know that he was of medium height, medium built, gray color eyes, light brown hair, and he was not bald. Right. Well, let's go real quick and look at his World War II draft record. All right. Again, not a lot of information on that landing page. But as we can see here, his wife's name was probably Anna, where he worked, Albert Reedy Company. All right. I wanted to show you. We can go on to the next page here. Okay, and this is more information. And I'm going to use our toolbar here, and I'm going to rotate the page. And now I can see that he was 5'10" and a half. He weighed 190 pounds. Here it has his eyes is brown, gray his hair, and he was dark complected. So a little bit more information there. All right, let's do our immigration and travel. And this is my grandmother. And I know she was born in Italy. And we'll look at this first record is hers. And let's look at the image. So here I can see, let me move this up a little, that she traveled with her mother and her sisters and her uncle. And the other information that wasn't on that landing page is where they went to. They went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So a lot more information on that original document than on the landing page. Back. All right, one last thing I want to show you before we go. Let's click on New Collections and then Pictures. And this is just a fun thing to do while you're home this month. And we'll click on U.S. School Yearbooks. You can look to see if your yearbook has been scanned into Ancestry. So I'm looking for mine. And the schools. I went to Queen of Peace. And then it shows you what year the yearbook was scanned in. Mine isn't there. So I'll just put my and there's my cousin. So we'll look at record. And then you could click on this and you could see the full page of the yearbook. And then if you just wanted to scroll through the entire yearbook. So it's just a fun thing to do to see if your yearbook's in there or any of your family members are in there. All right, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.